Hello, this is Nathaniel Gage, and this is my discussion post on distinguishing between freedom and liberty. In early Western civilizations, namely England, there were significant and discernible differences between liberty and freedom. First of all, it should be noted that the two terms were not necessarily interchangeable. In his commentaries, William Blackstone, an English jurist, described liberty this way: this natural liberty consists properly in a power of acting as one thinks fit, without any restraint or control, unless by the law of nature, being a right inherent in us by birth, and one of the gifts of God to man at his creation, when he imbued him with the faculty of free will. But every man, when he enters into society, gives up a part of his natural liberty as the price of so valuable a purchase, and in consideration of receiving the advantages of mutual commerce, obliges himself to conform to their laws, which the community has thought proper to establish. What I have not included in the previous quotation was the association of total liberty, or freedom, with what the English called license. That is, the ability to do whatever one wants, wrong or right, to indulge in their vices, often, rather almost always, to the detriment of others. An appropriate example of license comes from the notes of Sir Edward Coke, another English jurist, and who served as Attorney General of England. As he describes in the case De Libellis Famosus, it is not material whether the libel be true, or whether the party against whom the libel made be of good or ill fame. For in a settled state of government, the party grieved ought to complain for every injury done him in an ordinary course of law. Yes, Englishmen were free, as we are, to say what we wish, for the most part, that they do not have the freedom, but they do not have the freedom or license to cause harm to another who has the same rights as them with their words. So liberty, as defined by English common law, was the ability of a person to go about their usual business unrestrained. However, there were some conditions. For one, the citizen was expected to use his rights responsibly. They were not to pursue their vices, as that would be license, which was more associated with the word freedom. Perhaps more importantly, a citizen was not to use his own rights to infringe on the rights of another citizen. It should also be noted that the English considered natural rights, the laws and rights established by God, to be superior to those enacted by man. Liberty and license, or liberty and freedom, depending on which terms you choose to use and how you define them. The difference between them is their results and how people go about using their rights. If someone injures another person physically or mentally using their rights, both natural rights and the ones given to them by the law, then they subject themselves to the rule of law. The question might arise in the modern nation state whether someone who's born under the nation state and as such is under the law from their birth actually willingly gave up a part of their natural liberty in order to benefit from the community. That's a difficult question to answer. Um, on one hand, you could say that their ancestors enacted these laws, and they, if they did not choose not to put themselves under the law, then they have essentially chosen to put themselves under the law. Um, whether or not that is true is debatable, but liberty and license, regardless of what you think, are about what, when, or if you should place yourself under the law, are completely different.